Fitness and Finances, Patrick. This is where I get together with you guys live here in my little dungeon gym in my home garage. And I get together with you guys to talk about anything fitness or finance. I had some technical difficulties this morning, so I had to figure this out and switch my phone up and change the settings and so on because I was having some difficulty. But I'm here now, and it is a happy Tuesday. We're going to get into a workout today, which will be all pulling exercises. I plan to pull things towards me today. That's going to be working shoulders, back, biceps, and we're going to get some upper body. Yeah, we're going to do some legs and abs probably tomorrow, and some core stretching. But this is designed to be a live Q&A, mostly about financial stuff. I mean, I'm working out, but I'd like to offer people advice, not investment advice, you guys. I can only tell you what I do and what my opinions are. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, so I don't give financial advice. If you're going to follow me, suggest you get real advice from an attorney or from a financial advisor. Okay? But I do love to share my opinions, as we all do, and I love to help people with advancing in either health or wealth. So if you get on my lives here, you're going to be able to ask me anything you want to ask about becoming healthier or becoming wealthier, securing your family's future, creating some extra passive cash flow for yourself. And I'm just here to answer questions while I'm working out here in my garage. And so, get your exercise in, get your movement in. There's a couple reasons why you might want to show up, because I do these Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. is to show up to ask questions about fitness or finance, or just show up to hang out and work out with me if you want a workout partner and you want to stay in shape. But my name is Patrick Franz. I'm a fund manager, and I invest in real estate-backed contracts, promissory notes, and we're building some apartments in Florida right now. So I'm just here to answer any questions that you may have when it comes to fitness or finance while I get my workout in. And like I said, today we're going to go ahead and do some pulling exercises. I'm not sure if my left arm's quite ready for it yet because I've got some sort of an injury, but that's okay. We're going to work through it anyways and see what happens. All right. So let's get into the workout. I'm going to start off with a 45-pound Olympic bar and just do some upright rows. Get warmed up. Get those shoulders nice and warmed up. And then we'll get to some questions if folks have some. So that's what we're going to do. Oops. Out of the way. There you go. We got to get this bench out of the way. Let's get this out of the way there, buddy. Okay. Now that bench is out of the way, if you're just coming on the live, then this is intended to be a live Q&A. So you're able to ask some questions about fitness or finance and put those questions in the chat so that I can answer them, anything fitness or finance. All right, guys. Let me see if I can get that TV onto it as well. I don't know if you can just watch things. You can just watch things on a TV, but oops, that's not it. So guys, Patrick live, fitness and finance. Go ahead and chime in and ask me any questions that you have. But what I can do is I can start talking about something if you guys don't have any questions. But again, I see you're hopping on. So any questions you have about fitness or finance, that's what I'm here to answer for you guys. And I'm going to be doing my workout in the gym. So I do this every morning, 5 days a week. You can come work out with me if you need a workout partner or motivation in the morning to get moving. Or you can ask me any questions you have about fitness or finance. I'm all about passive cash flow and financial freedom. And so that's what this is for. Open live Q&A in the mornings. Love to be able to see your about cash flow, investments, and those kinds of things. To go ahead and put them in the chat so that I can answer them for you, okay? Live here on this Q&A session. So if you like to work out in the mornings, work out with me. And if you're not and you have questions about fitness or finance, that's what this is for. It's designed to be a live Q&A. And let's see here. We didn't want that. I'm just having some technical difficulties here today, folks. Of course, that's how it is. Of course, that's how it is, but I want to get over onto YouTube. There it is. And let's see if I can't. No, that's not it. Okay, well, that's not going to work out today. We are going to leave that alone. And when I figure it out and I get better at this, we'll figure it out. But for now, let's turn this sucker right on off here. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So fitness and finance with Patrick. Good morning. Good morning. We'll be doing some pulling exercises today. Pulling like pulling towards you. So you're going to work your shoulders, you're going to work your back, your lats, you're going to work your biceps, forearms will get some juice, but we're doing some pulling exercises today. Here, follow me. Follow me. And we're going to go over here and see if my camera will follow. It doesn't follow very well now, does it? This way. Okay, that doesn't work too good. But we'll do fitness and finance questions. So if you guys have questions, throw them down. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Let's see. King Jackson, what's up, man? King Jackson, good morning. Fitness and finance with Patrick. I come here to work out in the mornings because I'm going to work out in the mornings anyways. I used to consume content down here in the garage and study, so I was watching other people's YouTube channels, things on world finance, cryptocurrency, and those kinds of things. That's what I used to do down here during my workout in the garage. But I went ahead and figured that I'm going to try to offer value now. So guys, anything fitness or finance, I run a $250 million investment fund. I build apartments in Florida. I buy mortgage-backed promissory notes for cash flow. I help investors. I help people retire early and that kind of stuff. So that's what I do for a living. But I've just been involved in finance my whole life. So if you have any questions about working out, finance, losing weight, how to eat better, and those kinds of things, feeling more energetic, and that maybe even more flexible, right? We all need to keep in motion in order to remain healthy. So any questions you have like that is what I am here for. Getting some doors opened up here, and it's a little chilly elsewhere around the United States. So let me give a shout out to the people all around the United States that are freezing right now. I feel so bad for you guys. I'm so blessed to live in San Diego, California, where yesterday, guys, it was like high 70s. It was like high 70s, like 77, 78 and sunny here in San Diego. So, you know, I just feel real bad for everybody that's having to deal with the winter storms. It's crazy across the United States. Have you guys seen it? I was talking to a friend of mine in Ohio. He lives in Ohio yesterday. And I was talking to my friend David, and he said, did you know that it's 0 degrees today? I said 0. He said, yeah, there's going to be a couple days this week where it's negative in temperature. And I went, bro, that is gnarly. So I feel for you guys out there dealing with the winter storm, the freezing cold temperatures and the snow. Grateful to be a spoiled brat here in San Diego, California. I was born and raised in San Diego, California, because my father came here in 1964 from St. Louis, Missouri to work at San Diego State University. And so I was telling my boy David, that I'd be in St. Louis, Missouri right now if it weren't for my dad in the 60s, late 60s, getting a job at the university and coming out here from Missouri. Sir, what is zone 2 exercise? Madev, we're going to just do pulling exercises today. I'm going to pull things towards me, and so it's going to work similar muscle groups, the back, shoulders, triceps. You're going to get some forearms. Definitely pump it up. And I'm going to start with just some Olympic upright rows and how it helps to lose fat. How does it help to lose fat? Well, if you have a decreased amount of calories, you don't eat a lot of carbs, and you exercise daily and get motion, that is going to increase metabolism and help you lose fat, period. So it's about how many calories that you consume. You don't want to consume, if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to consume more than 2,000 calories in a day. And then you want to have very little of that. If you can have 65 grams or 55 grams of that being carbohydrates. And then you just get your body in motion, man. Do something. if it's not lifting weights, I like to lift weights for physique and strength, but that's not it. I mean, you can walk, you can jog, you can do water aerobics, you can lift weights, you can play pickleball, you can go walk 18 holes of golf, you can play a game of basketball, you can do all sorts of different things. But it's keeping the body in motion is really what helps. So yeah, that's how it helps to lose fat. But a lot of times it's caloric intake and what you're eating that is the big contributor. Diet's very difficult to maintain. Well, exercise is hard enough to maintain. People that say, "Oh, I'm lazy. I can't get myself in the gym on a regular basis." That's hard enough, right, to maintain. But the diet, especially for me, I have a sweet tooth. The diet's the hardest thing to conquer, in my opinion. Eating steak and salad is pretty easy. Yeah, I'm pretty much mostly steak. I eat steak probably about 4 nights a week. So yeah, good steak though. I don't buy steaks from the grocery store. I get them from a farm. So farm to table. I like to have fresh meats. It's almost like you never know what the hell you're going to get at the grocery store these days. Isn't that crazy? But guys, if you're just hopping on, it's Fitness and Finance with Patrick. It's designed to be a live Q&A. I do my workout here in the garage, which I've noticed I don't get much working out done when I'm talking to you guys, but I am going to get a workout done today. It's pulling exercises, which are going to work my shoulders, traps, biceps, forearms, and some traps up here too. But it's designed for a couple things, guys. I'm coming here live in the morning so that you can work out with me if you want. If you just want somebody to work out with. Some people need motivation to wake up every morning and work out. But also just designed to be live Q&A for fitness or finance. So if you have anything, questions, fitness or finance, I'm just here to answer your questions. You can type those questions in the chat and I'll address them throughout my workout. And we can chat. Let's chat cash flow. Let's chat what you're doing to better your future self financially. Other than just going to work, going to a job, that doesn't do any planning for your future. So what are we investing in? Maybe put that in the comments and we'll get that conversation going today. But an upright row, guys, I'm using a 45-pound Olympic bar. And an upright row, I usually like to have my hands about 4 to 6 inches apart in the center of the bar. I do a little bit of a bend. If you see how much I'm bent over here, don't let me whack my bends. But I'm bent over at about like a 20-degree angle or something like that, just to let the bar hang freely straight down. And what we're going to do is just leave the hands inside and pull those up to about your chin or so, just below your chin, and let those go back down. So we're just going to do a bunch of upright rows like this, probably 20, 25 of them to get warmed up. But if you're just coming on, it's live Q&A, guys. I do my workout here in my dungeon garage gym, and I answer questions for people that they have about fitness or finance. And so go ahead, type any questions in the chat this morning. Let's get it going. If you're working out with me, that's fantastic. I'm just doing some upright rows. And right now I have a 45-pound Olympic bar in hand. Hands are in the center of the Olympic bar, about 4 to 6 inches apart. And I'm just pulling from down here where it hangs nicely, kind of near my thighs, and pulling straight up, elbows out, up to about my chin. And that's it. Just pulling it up, hold. You can do them very slowly, which will really get you a burn. But these are just upright rows, just like this. And you get a nice burn. If you do about 20 of these or so, for me, with an Olympic bar, you can already feel the back of my shoulders really starting to burn up. So it feels good. All right, so one little warm-up set. So we're talking about diet. And caloric intake just a minute ago. But if you're trying to lose weight, you want to limit your calories and you want to limit your carbs. We know that. So let's see. Hamburger says, I have about 30 single-family homes, a duplex, a fourplex, a 14-unit apartment complex, and a 12,000 square foot 4-unit warehouse. Everything's paid off. Tired of dealing with tenants. What should I do? Oh, what a great portfolio you've got, man. Congratulations, good for you. Because most people have not accomplished that kind of a portfolio. But isn't it a pain in the rear end? Man, I know. Oh, God, all the upkeep, the tenants, and people say, well, I don't deal much with tenants. I have a property manager. I go, so you're dealing all the time with your property manager who's dealing all the time with the tenants. So, yeah, it can be a pain in the butt, but obviously you've done very well for yourself. But Hamburger's asking, with all these properties, 30 homes, a duplex, all this stuff, he's dealing with a ton of tenants. So I said he's tired of dealing with tenants. What should I do? Well, we'd have to have a full consultation, obviously, to take a look at your portfolio, look at your family life, look at the rest of your wealth, and so on, to make a plan, right? So I couldn't tell you exactly what to do on a live here, but I'll tell you what my partner and I did, okay? My partner and I switched up to the paper side of real estate rather than buying traditional real estate any longer. So rather than buy another home and put another tenant in there and have another job, I guess you could say, we switched to the paper side of real estate. So we buy mortgages. We buy discounted mortgage notes on the secondary mortgage market. Discounted mortgage notes on the secondary mortgage market. So you might want to take a look at that. We have a school, we teach it. But, with all that real estate, you have a bunch of different options that a lot of people don't have. Let's put this on here, see if it'll stick. You have a bunch of different options that a lot of people do not have, which puts you in a great position. Oh, that's not going to stick there. Because you have all this real estate. So, did you can convert real estate into a note. I'm sure you already know that, but if you wanted to ease some of the pain of some of those rentals, you could turn around and make offers to some of your good tenants, right? Give them a lease to own option instead of just a or instead of just a tenant contract. Do lease to own, or sell the house to the person. Sell it to them. So you want to be a homeowner instead of a renter, and you sell your house to them, collect a nice fat cash deposit. So you got to come up with 10% down cash though. Sell the house to them at full market value and carry back the paper. Carry back the paper, become the lender on that, create a mortgage note, hold the mortgage on it. You carry back the financing for them. So you could take a rental property that you have all the liability, you have all the maintenance, you have to deal with the tenant, all that stuff. Well, you can take a good tenant and you can say, how would you like to own instead of just rent? How would you like to own instead of just rent? Wow, you do that for me? I'd love to be a homeowner. Okay, well, let's sell you the property, but you got to be able to come up with 10% down. If they give you 10% down, then you can finance the rest for them. Now, all this does is it puts you in a different position with that same property, if that makes sense. Let me see if my camera's working. It puts you in the same position as the bank, right? So you continue to retain that property as your collateral. You continue to retain that property as your collateral. That property is still in your portfolio as collateral, right? But you don't own the property. So-called homeowners living there now, homeowners, not renters, homeowners now own the house that are living there, but they owe you their mortgage payment. So you could sell that. You could give them 6, 7, 8% interest rate. I sometimes give 9% interest rate. It just depends on the borrower and the area and the collateral, but take a cash deposit, put them on a promissory note, and then any liabilities that happen to the house, like when the toilet breaks or the roof leaks or anything like that, it's their responsibility because they're homeowners. So you have a homeowner in there now paying you a monthly mortgage payment rather than a renter in there paying you rent. So you're collecting a mortgage payment, you're not collecting rent. So that could be a way. You could convert some of your rentals into lease to owns, or you could sell the property and carry back the finance, carry back the paper. So you would be still collecting monthly cash flow from that piece of real estate without the ownership hassles of that piece of real estate, still retaining it as your collateral. So those people there are either going to pay you like they're supposed to, they're going to pay you off early, or they're not going to pay you, okay? So if they pay you as agreed, then you do a 30-year mortgage. You have the next 30 years of collecting monthly payment from that real estate without having to worry about landlord hassles, if that makes sense. If they pay you off early, that's cool. You just get all your money back and go deploy it into another asset. Get paid off early is what they say. And if they don't pay you, remember you retain the property as your collateral. So if they don't pay you, you're going to get the house back anyways, if that makes sense. So That's one option, right? But without reviewing your portfolio and things, I wouldn't be able to make an assessment of what you really should do. But you can do that. You can take a rental property, offer the renter, who's a really good tenant, has been paying on time, taking care of the property, and say, how'd you like to own that property rather than just rent it? Sometimes it makes their day. So you can do that. To look like a unibrow. That's a cool name. Look like a unibrow says, got the same hat on. Well, it's a good hat, man. I like these hats. These Hurley hats and Travis Matthews hats are my favorite. But so I hope that helped. I hope that helped Hamburger. Yeah, I hope that helped as far as understanding that you don't always have to keep these as rentals in order to collect cash flow from the real estate. Do we know that? Do we know that? You got the same hat on. I like that hat, man. I like these hats. Like I said, I think these are my favorite besides Travis Matthews. But if anybody's just hopping on new, it's live Q&A with Patrick. I run an investment fund. I'm in real estate. I raise private capital, buy mortgage notes, and I'm building apartments. So we had Hamburger on here say he owns a 14-unit apartment complex. I'm building a 32 and I'm building the 48 right now out in Florida. And so I'm involved in a couple different things like that. But I love talking investing, and I love giving people insight on either investments or fitness, right? Fitness or finance. So if you're just coming on, don't be afraid. It's designed to be a Q&A. Leave your question in the chat so we can talk back and forth. And I'm just doing a workout here, lightly, guys, lightly. Doing some upright rows. I'll do some seated rows. I'll do some lat pull downs. We'll do some curls. Get a little pump going here in the next 45 minutes or so while I answer your questions. So people either come here to work out with me, get motivated, to get in shape, work out with me in the mornings if you want. Have a workout partner. But if not, come on here to ask some questions. That's the key. That's the ticket. We were just talking about somebody on here who has a great real estate portfolio. Fantastic real estate portfolio. But kind of sick of all the work it takes to be a landlord to, 40, 50, 60 tenants. It's like, it becomes a real pain in the butt. People who have never owned rental properties don't know that yet. So we get involved in the hype. More doors doesn't necessarily equal more freedom. You guys heard that one? Stacking more doors doesn't necessarily mean more freedom. It can definitely become wealthier, but there's a difference between time, freedom, and wealth. They don't necessarily always go together. But, get out of breath this morning. If you guys are on, ask me anything in the chat. That's what this is designed for. Live Q&A, and I want you guys to be able to get your questions answered about fitness or finance, or just come on here and hang out with me in the mornings and work out. We can do that together. It's already getting hot, guys. Forgive me for 2 seconds while I take this heavy sweatshirt off because it's already warm. And I hate to say that for you people around the Midwest and Southeast who are freezing cold right now, because it's already getting warm for me in the garage here in San Diego. Everybody's struggling around the rest of the United States right now with crazy ice and snowstorms. It's wicked. My buddies in Ohio, it's going to be 0 degrees and negative temperatures this week. I'm like, dude, that's wild. That's already getting warm for my garage here in San Diego. So I was just taking that heavy sweatshirt off because I don't want to get all hot and sweaty with you guys this morning. So guys, fitness and finance with Patrick. Not getting a lot of questions in here today, and that's unfortunate because this is designed for you guys. Put your comment in the chat. Let's talk about fitness or finance. If you're looking about talking investments, real estate, passive cash flow, or your health. Folks who know me know I was going down the wrong path health-wise for quite some time. Drinking alcohol, no sleep, not sleeping well, staying up late, too many shenanigans, eating poorly, that kind of stuff. So I've decided about a year and a half ago or so to switch that up. And I lost about 20 pounds and added a lot of muscle mass and Just feel better. That's the whole thing. Feel better. I'm not trying to compete with fitness influencers at all. That's not me. I'm in the financial space. But if you guys have questions about what's your height and weight, right now I'm 5'7", so I'm a really short guy. So I'm 5'7", so not very tall. And I was at 190 pounds I was pushing. Now I'm at 165. Brittany Davis had asked that. Brittany Davis said, what's my height and weight? So Brittany, yeah, 5'7", short guy, 165 right now. Someone said twin. So yeah, fitness and finance, guys. Right now we're just gonna do some upright rows, just pulling the Olympic bar up to about our chin and letting it come down slowly to a nice hang, right? Stretch out a little bit and just pulling that up. I'm just using a 45-pound Olympic bar, doing some really light. Oh, thank you, man. Brittany Davis, I look strong, brother. Keep it up. That's really nice of you, man. Because a year and a half ago, I did not look strong. So, you know, that compliment feels really good. But anyways, just doing some upright rows with an Olympic bar. Just simple. This is not heavy weight. It's just getting a burn in the shoulders. A burn in the shoulders. And you're going to get a lot of biceps doing this as well, right? You know, a lot of biceps. So as I do all pulling exercises in one day, I'm going to burn out a lot of the same muscle groups. So anyways, Wild West, what's up? Good morning. Not just meant to come and watch a nitwit like me work out in my garage gym, but here for Q&A. That's what it's for. So I figured while I work out in my garage, I would answer questions to people about fitness or finance. So it's designed for you guys to be putting those in the comments so I can field some questions. We can have a chat, guys. I'm here to offer value. And, you know, it's kind of tough to do, actually, because I'm balancing between getting my workout in and trying to manage the comments and talk to you guys. It's a pain in the butt. But I'm getting used to it. This is only my 5th one, and I plan to do it all year, so hopefully these will get better. But let's talk anything fitness or finance. Put your questions in the chat. Say what's up. Help, I can see my thoughts, but where are they? Oh, man, I don't know, Xavier. What was the passive income you were talking of? Well, it's a good question. You might agree with me that the word passive has been misused quite a bit in a couple different industries. But as we just heard from somebody on here who's amassed a wonderful real estate portfolio, they've realized they have created a big job for themselves because it's a real pain in the butt to deal with tenants sometimes, okay? And we're all used to owning rental properties. We're all used to owning the property. That's what we're taught, own the property, right? Well, we switched it up a while back, me and my partner, years ago. I started in 2018, he started in 2012. But eliminating the landlord hassles by investing in real estate paper, not real estate property. So let's just make a point here, okay? Let me put this thing away. Let's put this thing away. And, whew. All right, put that thing away. Let me close this because my swimming pool filter has now turned on to clean my swimming pool out there this morning, and it's loud. So, back to the question, what passive income was I talking about? Yeah, workout and game streams are hard, man. Got to balance the focus. Yeah, it's tough. But think about this, okay? Banks are pretty good at making money. I've said this in one of my other live streams. If you don't believe me, go look in downtown sky rises and you'll see the largest buildings are mostly banks, okay? That's okay. To be a renter is fine. To be a renter is sometimes a really good choice. But what we're talking about is the difference of being a landlord and having lots and lots of properties to manage and lots of tenants to deal with, which is the problem. So the passive income we're talking about is the same game that the banks play, okay? Think about it. Banks, pretty good at making money. Banks don't own huge portfolios of rental properties. They just don't. Banks don't flip houses. Think about it. So banks don't flip houses. Banks don't act as landlords, but they're the best at making money. So it's an interesting dynamic to think about, right? But what can banks own? Banks can own 1,000,000 mortgages. Bank would never want to own 1,000,000 rental properties. We know why. Okay. But a bank could own 1,000,000 mortgages. They don't have the property liability. When the toilets leak, the homeowners who live there have to fix it. Okay. So they don't have that liability. The homeowner who's living there has to take care of the property taxes, the property maintenance, the issues, the leaks, and all of that stuff. The bank collects cash flow every month from that piece of real estate without the ownership liabilities of that piece of real estate. If that makes sense, right? So banks own people's mortgages. So banks collect mortgage payments from homeowners. We are used to buying real estate and collecting rent payments from a renter. It's a different scenario. So when you own the note, you have the physical real estate as your collateral. Does that make sense? If you don't pay your mortgage, the bank will just gladly take your house from you. You understand? So banks are not in the position to lose money. Banks don't lose money like that. They don't play risky games and time management games and those kinds of things. Banks own the mortgages, and so that's what I do. Most people don't understand that you can buy mortgage notes. Oops, fix that joke. You can buy mortgage notes on the secondary mortgage market at a discount. Most people don't even know that game exists. It's pretty slick, right? You can buy someone's mortgage at a discount. You don't even pay dollar for the debt. So you take over the ownership of someone's mortgage. They pay you their mortgage payment every month while you continue to retain that home as your collateral in case they don't pay. So I'm collecting passive cash flow from real estate all over the country without owning that real estate. Pretty cool, right? So that's what we do, is we buy those mortgage-backed promissory notes from banks, hedge funds, private sellers, real estate investors. I just moved into a new place. It's rent to own, and I discovered an underground storage space in the backyard. The original owner didn't know it was there. Question: can they rewrite the rental deal? Of course, anything can be rewritten. Are they willing to do it? That's the question. Are they willing to rewrite it is the question. Can they? Of course. Of course they can rewrite it. Let me lower this thing down a little bit. Lower this guy down a little bit like that while I talk to you guys. But what we're going to do now for exercise, if you care, is we're going to do some seated rows. We're going to do some seated rows, change up the handle real quick, and then we'll do that while we chat. But hopefully you guys understood what I just said. I know it's tough for some folks' brain to click because what I do is not mainstream. Grant Cardone and I don't know, who else can I say? Ryan Pineda, Grant Cardone, and a lot of these guys, they're not teaching what I do. And so it's not mainstream. So a lot of people go, what are you talking about? Certainly, most people don't know that you can own someone's mortgage. Most people don't even know you can own someone's mortgage. Vernetti, you're a renter. There's nothing wrong with being a renter. What we were talking about is being a landlord, which there's nothing wrong with that either. But someone had commented that they have so many properties and they're just so sick of all the time and all the management and all the hassle it takes to deal with all those tenants. It's a pain in the butt. So even after my first payment, they can change the rental deal due to the underground space being found. Sorry to ask you. You just sound knowledgeable. Well, I appreciate you guys saying that I sound knowledgeable, but Neo, yeah. You understand, these are just contracts. These are written contracts. And so, of course, the written contract can be changed, right? One contract can be nullified and another created. That is certainly possible. Whether or not the landlord would want to Whether or not the landlord would want to do that is a different question. And that's up to them, right? They don't have to do a darn thing. They're in control, really. But it's always worth the ask, isn't it? It's always worth the ask. But that's a kind of a cool thing to find an extra storage room or something like that in the backyard of a place that the owner of the house didn't even know was there. It's kind of cool. That's a really cool story. But anything can be altered, guys. A contract is a contract. Can one contract be canceled and a new one written? Yes. Can the wording of a certain contract be amended? Yes. These are just contracts. And just doing some seated rows here, which is going to get your back, your shoulders, and your biceps. But it's live Q&A, guys, about fitness and finance. You let me know what you need, and I will answer here in the chat. So even after my first payment, yep, like I said, you definitely can get contracts amended. You can get them canceled and rewritten, all sorts of different things. Yeah, Neo says they're raising the rent. Yes, my landlord is raising the rent. And total for ownership by $4,000. It's a bummer. Shaka shaka. Yeah. Birdman, what home gym equipment do you use? That's a good question, man. Matter of fact, I did a video about it that I'm going to post to my YouTube channel. Maybe I'll try to get that done today since you brought up this question. But I made sure I did a video about it and I showed all the equipment that I have and how I set it up and what I use. But the coolest thing that I think that I was able to do is take like, I don't know, it's probably maybe 12 or 14 feet by maybe 10. So I have like a 14 foot by 10 foot area, half of a 2-car garage. And with my setup, I am able to get most of the exercises done that I would normally get done in a gym. Not quite, but the benefit of being able to come down into my own garage and knock it out without having to share equipment with a bunch of other people, to me, is pretty cool. So I'll post that video for you so you can see it. But come back over here, camera. But what brand? The machine that I have bolted to the wall that allows me to have the pulley systems, squat racks, bench racks, pull-up bars, and everything. Here, let me switch my camera up for you, and I'll show you since you asked the question. So, here you go. So, you'll see this guy here that I've bolted to the wall with the pulleys, pull-up bars, and things like that. It's really not big. It's really not big, you guys. I can get in between and touch both sides of it here. So it's really not huge. And it was pretty easy to put together and bolt to the wall. But that brand of that thing is called Mikolo. It's Mikolo, Mikolo. And I got that off of... I'm going to read that question in a second. But yeah, so that's what I got, guys. It's just a little Mikolo pulley system that you attach to the wall. I have 2 different portable benches. And then, of course, I've got some dumbbells, some free weights, and some things like that. So it's a very simple setup, as a matter of fact. It's a very simple setup and provides most of the things I need. Not exactly as good as going to the gym with all those great pieces of equipment, but it's enough to get done what you need to get done. Let's see here. Yeah, Titan Fitness. I've seen that stuff, guys. I've seen the Titan Fitness stuff, and it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. Whatever you can afford and whatever little small space you have, if you can put something together where you can get most of your body exercises in, work lower body, work upper body, that's really all you need, in my opinion. Especially, guys, I'm 46 years old, okay? When I was a 20-year-old man, it was a different story. I was lifting a lot heavier and stuff like that. But now I'm 46, man. I had a shoulder injury, three knee injuries, and ain't what it used to be. But I can try to be in the best shape possible for me at 46 years old. That's what we can do. I don't compare myself to other people. That's a bad disease to have mentally. I don't try to compare myself to others because there's always someone that's more fit, more buff, more muscular, and so on. And plus, I'm all natural. I don't take testosterone replacement therapy. I don't take any steroids or anything like that. I'm all natural. So I can't use much gym equipment, but I do a lot of swimming. And my regular job keeps me strong. Not lifting, but I am a blacksmith by trade, and I do some custom fabrications as well for cars and motorcycles. That came from Neo. Well, damn, dude, that's awesome, by the way. Blacksmithing? How fun, dude. I used to love metal shop. I took 4 years of metal shop in high school and learned how to weld and do some blacksmithing and things like that. What a fun thing to do. I love it. But yeah, that'll keep you in shape, man. If you're lifting up iron and metal and you're active and doing projects, that'll keep you in shape compared to most. So good for you. The lifting of the weights is to obviously specify certain muscle groups and to change your physique on purpose. And that's what I was trying to do, guys, because my muscles were terrible. The V shape of my body was gone. I was turning into a pear shape. I had a nice big fat beer belly going. And all those good things. And so, for me, it's for me. It's for me. It's for me. So I'm not in competition with anybody else. I'm just trying to be the best I can be at 46 years old. That's funny. He started out blacksmithing and doing his stuff in high school. And his teacher told him that he's better with a hammer than he is with the details. So I decided to be blacksmithing. Dude, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I'm one to love physical work, physical labor, hands-on stuff. I'm that way too. I've just added, guys, 2 more 25-pound plates, by the way, in case you want to know. Some people are into the workout part of this. But I added 2 more 25-pound plates. So I have 100 pounds of plates on the pulley system here. So I'm doing 100 pounds, which is a little bit heavy, so I might get a little bit out of breath here. But 100 pounds on the pulley machine. And what we're going to do is just get a stretch and pull it straight into about rib cage like this, and then let it go back down. And we're just going to do about as many reps until I get too out of breath to talk to you guys. And it starts to burn, which it already is. But usually with 100 pounds like this on there, I'll like to whip out about 15 reps of this. But seated rows are good because they're going to work your back. They're going to work your shoulders, the back of your shoulders. And they're going to work your biceps. And they're going to work your forearms. So if you're looking to look better, have your arms look a little bit better, fill out shirts a little bit more, not bad exercises here. If you're just coming on, guys, it's just live Q&A with Patrick. I talk about fitness and finance. And so if you have fitness questions or finance questions, put them in the chat and I'll address them here. Or maybe you just want somebody to work out with in the morning and motivate you. I'm here for you. I'm going to do this live every day, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. And we're going to answer questions, fitness or finance. I've been in fitness my whole life, but started going down the wrong roads and had to get it back. So that may be you. Went down the wrong roads, physically, diet, sleep, exercise, habits, and bad habits create bad results. And I was getting bad results. My body was not where I wanted it to be. I didn't have a lot of energy. It wasn't good. So had to quit the alcohol, had to get back into it. Don't lift weights anymore, mostly because of major abdominal injury. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, man, it's tough to come back from injuries. That's why I don't run anymore. I wish I could run and jog to get in shape. Certainly that burns calories and helps cut fat. So I wish I could do that, but same, man. I got 3 knee surgeries. 3 knee surgeries on my right knee. So there's certain things I cannot do. And that's just the reality of life. So in exercising, guys, and in being fit, we're not trying to hurt ourselves and we're not trying to bring back old injuries and those kinds of things, especially as you get older. So the ego lifting and the heavy lifting and the look how much I can bench and look how much I can curl and those kind of things sort of go by the wayside. Whereas maybe in our 20s or in our late teens, we were a lot more apt to get crazy with the weights. But, you know, now we're just avoiding injury, staying healthy, staying strong, staying flexible for ourselves and our families and being the best versions of ourselves as we get a little older. Hello, federal ICE agent sending you love. Well, thanks for the love. Thanks for the love. I appreciate the love. But all pulling today, upright rows, seated rows. We're going to do some lat pull downs. I'm going to do some curls, but it's not designed for y'all just to come on here and watch me work out. Although that's such great fun. It's designed for Q&A about fitness or finance. I like to mostly talk about finance. You can see I'm in here trying to get my fitness on, but let's talk finance because I'm a proponent of financial freedom. I'm a proponent of financial freedom. Everybody wants money, but don't know why. I'll tell you why. Most people don't want money to say, look how much money I've got. Because no one cares. Most people want money because it creates opportunity and it creates freedom. That's why. So I like to talk about financial freedom. How can we get away from this 40-40 life? The 40-40 life is 40 hours a week of work for 40 years straight to get a Friday paycheck. How do we get rid of that? Yeah, knee surgeries are lame, man. Neo said, yeah, your knee surgery is lame, right? Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. Yeah, 3 knee surgeries. It was all from all the sports I played, right? I tore my ACL playing indoor soccer and had re-injured it a couple times after that. But yeah, it's not good, man. And once you get the surgeries, guys, once you get the injuries and once you get the surgeries, whatever they surgerized will not be the same any longer, no matter what you think. So my right knee is pretty tore. In fact, it's kind of difficult. I walk 18 holes of golf once or twice a week. That also will help you stay in shape and cut body fat because you burn a lot of calories walking an entire golf course. But that's even just tough, guys. For me to walk 18 holes of golf, by the end of golf, you know, my right knee is yelling at me. It's yelling at me. So, what's up, John? What's up, John Jacobson? Good morning, man. Hey, my dad's talking about politics again, and I haven't seen the news in months. Think you could give some info to help? Well, sure I could, but now I'd just ramble aimlessly in all directions. So no, I don't really want to get into politics much on here. That's not kind of what this show is for. I don't want to instigate political talks on here. It could just get messy because you know how people are these days with their political opinions. So I don't want to get into politics on here. Thanks for asking me. But this is really fitness and finance, right? If you're talking political and finance, maybe we can cover that. As far as finances go, Neo says, as far as finances go, I usually just think of things that I need most for my house. Budget the money accordingly. Check my schedule at the large and work till the money is saved. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, right? And that is time and energy for money and then spend money. Time and energy for money and then spend money. So we put our time and energy in to get the money. Then we spend the money. Now we're stuck right back at the same place we were before. Now we have to go and spend more time and energy of ours to get more money. And then if we go and we spend that, then we're in the same place again. So it's a vicious cycle. As we make money throughout our lives, right? And people, I'm not talking about people who make big money. I'm talking about just making money, guys. You all eat, you guys all have a cell phone, your bill's paid, and you're able to get on this live on YouTube. So it's obviously that you have some money, right? People say, well, I don't have extra money though. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I get that. If you want to change that, you're going to have to act differently over time. And so investing money is a disciplined habit. It's not something that we just do because it's fun, like going to gamble at the casino for the weekend or something like that. It's literally a mindset that says whenever I get money, no matter how much it is, a little teeny bit or a lot of bit, if I get any money, one of my disciplines is to invest first and then spend what's left. So just think about that. Invest first and then spend what's left. Most Americans spend first and then don't invest because there is nothing left. So it's just zero discipline. And the reason I'm saying that, guys, is because money's designed to work for us, believe it or not. It's really not designed the other way. It's not designed where we're supposed to continuously work just for a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more money. Work, get money. Work, get money. Work, get money. This is a bad cycle. What you have to do is work and get some money. Now, take some of that money and put that money to work. You want your money to work for you, not the other way around. So investing. And I like mortgage-backed promissory notes because they create cash flow. Cash flow provides a lifestyle for me, you guys. Cash flow will pay your bills. Cash flow will allow you to go out to dinners. Cash flow will allow you to do a lot of different things. People tend to pay their mortgages. So as I own mortgage notes, I collect a lot of monthly passive cash flow that comes in reliably. And that's one of the things I do. And then I invest also into deflationary assets. You know, fiat currency, the United States currency, is inflationary. And that means it's lost about 98% of its buying power in the last 100 years. So if you put $100 in the bank, the illusion is that you're not losing any money because it's in a savings account, right? It's an illusion that you're not saving money. Why is it an illusion? Because if I put $100 in a savings account, 2 years later, I can look at that account and there's still $100 in there. Hasn't changed, right? So people think this is smart. I'm going to put money into savings and I'm going to save that money. And the illusion is that you are saving that money, that nothing's happening to that money. You're saving it, right? So you put $100 in that account. 2 years from now, there's still $100 in that account. So saving it worked, so to speak. But here's the problem. The spending power of the dollar is decreasing rapidly. Things are getting more expensive. So you understand, even though the $100 that you put into a savings account 2 years ago is still $100. The real bottom line, though, is during that 2 years, things became more expensive. So the $100 that sits there will buy less in the marketplace. Money, cash, as time goes on, literally becomes worthless. So it's worth less when it's just sitting. So that's why money has to be in motion, okay? You're going to want to invest that money. Good stuff. Thank you. Somebody said abs reveal. Somebody said abs reveal. Abs reveal. I don't really have much abs, guys. I've just gone from beer belly to stomach muscles kind of showing up. But I know the stomach muscles are still in there. Give me another year and then give me another year of doing this, then I'll have abs. Somebody says I'm handsome for that age. Thank you, man. I think I'm doing okay for 46. A lot of people think with the beard and a little bit of the gray shows my age a little more. But, if I shave my beard, people think I look 25. So I guess that's a good thing. One more set here of the seated rows while we're chit-chatting about finances or fitness. So if you have any questions, guys, about finances or fitness, that is what I'm here to answer. I'm a finance student too. A finance student? That's pretty cool. Where do you go for your studies, and what are you studying at the moment? Someone says they're studying finances. They're going to school for finances. I'm just saying, well, where do you go to school, and what about finances are you studying currently? Oh, someone's been investing in gold since they were 14 years old. That's awesome. First year studying, he's doing minimization technique to get a good ROI from an investment. Really? What's a good ROI? You guys tell me, what is a good ROI in an investment? What do you think is a good ROI in an investment? You tell me. What's crazy? I was raising some money. I had the ability to pay 12% annualized return. 12% yearly I was going to pay to a money partner on a deal. And it was so funny. This money partner's like a 90-year-old guy who's sharp as can be and very wealthy, done very well for himself and his family. And I told him I would, I know what ROI is, return on investment. I'm saying, what do you think a good return on investment would be? Anyways, I was going to pay this older gentleman who was very wealthy, very astute, very educated, didn't act 90, I'll tell you that. And I told him we'd pay him 12% on his money. Interesting what he said to me. Good lesson learned, you guys. Interesting to me, I was going to pay this guy 12% on his money. And he told me, no, that's okay. He only wants me to pay him 10. I said, what? I'm willing to pay you 12% on your money. He said, no, I'll take 10. So don't you see already how this is weird? He was telling me he wanted less return on his money. Never happened to me before. I said, so it obviously brought some curiosity to me. I said, what in the world is going on? Why would you want less return? And he said, it's not that I want less. He said, it's just that in his 65 or so years of being an investor, he said, every time someone promised him more than 10% returns, it usually turned out bad. In fact, sometimes he never got his money back at all. He said, usually people that don't overpromise actually deliver. He said, if you give me 10% on my money, I'll be happy. So, I mean, it's just a good lesson to learn from some youngsters that are always chasing the hype, chasing the get-rich-quick schemes, chasing things that seem to be shiny objects syndrome, they call it, but chasing the next big thing that's going to make you rich real quick and all that stuff. People usually get wrecked and spend a whole life chasing that stuff and never get rich. But slow, methodical, disciplined investing will definitely get you rich, guaranteed. But that was interesting, right? I said I'd pay him 12%. He said he only wants 10. And he had good reason for that. He'd been burnt too many times, right? There's only so many times you can get burnt before you learn. And the guy was like 90. He'd been in the marketplace for over 60 years. Gotta teach me a thing or two. But what is a good return on investment? You tell me. Oh, thanks for stopping in, Neo. Thank you for your help in understanding the rental stuff with my new house. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the subscribe. Come check it out. We're going to be here working out, answering questions about fitness and finance daily, Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. And, of course, right now, it's 7:43. I've ran over, but that's okay. That is quite all right. We're going to just get in some curls and we're going to get in some curls and be done with it. So, I don't think I'll do the upright rows because I've gone a little long, too much talk, too much chatty. But how much weight are you doing? Patrick, I had 100 pounds on the seated row. So I had two 25-pound plates on each side. So it's 100 pounds. It's not a big deal. Light work. Not lifting heavy really much anymore. I don't lift weights for ego anymore. I lift weights for my own health. I'm lifting weights for my own health. Nowadays, it's not ego. So I'm not doing huge weight anymore. So maximizing the ROI via all marketing, social, and capital aspects is what he's studying. Okay, well, at least you're learning. By making some technical and machine learning metrics. That all sounds good, my man. Good for you. That's somebody who's studying finance in school. And so that's pretty cool, right? Studying finance in school and learning about financial metrics and things like that by making some technical and machine learning metrics. I don't even know what that means, but good for you. Probably much smarter than I am. And certainly after you get that training, will have some good insight on what to go do out there. But back to the point, if you're not investing your money, you're missing out. You can't spend all your money all the time, you guys. Then you have no money working for you. Your big problem is now, for the rest of your life, perhaps, you're going to have to keep working for money. You are money's slave, not the other way around. Oh, he has a joke. Okay, you can tell a joke. Anyone 3537 is his name. A joke? Why should you never date an accountant? Let's see what this punchline is. Why should you never date an accountant? I don't know, you tell me. I can tell you a couple reasons why I wouldn't want to date an accountant, but what's the joke? Why should you never date an accountant? What's the punchline? Because they will always try to maximize the relationship while minimizing the overhead. That's funny. That's funny. Probably true. But if you're just hopping on, guys, I don't do this. I'm not a fitness influencer or anything like that. I don't do this so that people can hop on here and watch me work out. Although if you want to, that's great. Somebody said, why are my muscles so small? Because I'm not a bodybuilder. Just a 46-year-old guy trying to be in the best shape for myself and my family. But if you can show me that your muscles are bigger than mine, then good for you. Maybe you should do your own live. Muscles so small. We'll have a flex off competition, me and you. Skate, guitar, gardening. Your muscles are very big, are they? Well, good for you, brother. Good for you. Maybe you should get on and show them to the public then if they're so big. Come on, big old muscles. Let's go. I ain't trying to have big muscles, you guys. I play golf. I play golf. I don't want to have huge muscles. That's usually a hindrance to the golf game. And I love golf too much. So I'm not trying to get jacked, guys. I'm not trying to be a fitness influencer. Guess what? I'm here to answer finance questions and fitness questions for people that just want to get in shape, not for people that want to become Mr. Olympia. That's not my point. Not on here for that. I'm trying to be in my best shape and offer value to other people that have questions. All right. Starting to get a good bicep burn though. They're starting to get all pumped up. Feels good. I've been stacking. I got to start working out again. Oh, I've been slacking, not stacking. Well, then start working out. Flex them guns. I don't really have huge muscles, you guys. I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm not trying to be Mr. Jacked over here. I don't do steroids. I don't do testosterone. I don't do any of that. I'm just a 46-year-old guy trying to do my best. I'm almost 60 years old. It is bad to do bench presses with 135 pounds for sets of 25 to 30 reps, in your opinion, please? Of course not. Of course not. That's damn good. Somebody's almost 60 years old and doing 25 reps with 135 pounds. That is, that's beastie. That's beastie. If you can whip out 20 reps with 135 in bench press and you're almost 60, then that's awesome. Who said that? William Downey. William Downey, stud muffin. Am I in California? I am in California. You old. If you think 46 is old, then I am. If you think 46 years old is an old geezer, then just call me Gramps. If you think 46 years old is old, just call me Gramps. Say, yo, Gramps, what's up? You know Katy Perry? I know who Katy Perry is. I don't know her. I know who she is, though. Yeah. I'm old. An old guy in California. I have never gone to the gym. I have to start tomorrow. Well, you know, I gotta tell you something, man. I don't like to go to the gym. I used to go to the gym all the time when I was younger, you know? In high school and in like my early 20s. I went to the gym a lot. And I don't like the gym, guys. I just don't like it. I don't like being around 100 other people. I don't like sharing equipment. I don't like the gym. My wife likes the gym, but I don't like the gym. So that's why I created this little setup in my garage to have my own little gym. Yeah, I hate the gym too. I'm an old guy in Phoenix, Arizona. I got friends out there in Phoenix. I like Phoenix. I go visit there like once or twice a year at least. I like to go, you know what I like to go to out there in Phoenix? The Waste Management PGA golf tournament. It is super cool. You good? What's wrong? Oh, you got it. Yeah, I like the Waste Management out there. That's so funny. Somebody asked me that question in yesterday's live. How many push-ups can I do? I don't know, 100? I live in San Diego, California. How many push-ups can I do? I don't know, maybe 100. Ouch. When did I start? And how did I start out? Oh, with the gym? Is that what you're talking about, Marcus? Oh, okay. Let's see. California's a huge state, yeah. The Phoenix Open, yeah, the Phoenix Open, the Waste Management, that place is dope. When did I start working out? Well, I started working out at a young age, and I was very much into it way back then. So that's what's interesting. How many push-ups can I do without stopping? I don't know, 50? Probably like 50. But I'll tell you what, I started working out when I was younger. I have powerlifting competition medals, and I used to win. There's trophies right up here. If you can see these guys, there's a bunch of trophies up here. But some of them are for bodybuilding and powerlifting competition and stuff, because I was quite strong and quite fit when I was young. But of course, I went down the wrong path, from like my late 20s all the way through to my late, my mid 20s to my late 30s, So a good 15, 16, 17 years of just horrible habits. Over a year and a half ago, when I really started getting back at it with diet and exercise, I quit drinking beer and that kind of thing. Let's see. You didn't reply to my joke. Okay, anyone says he has another joke. We'll let him get it in. What was the other joke? Why is your wallet like an onion? Here's another joke. Another joke from anyone 3537. Why is your wallet like an onion? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Yeah, bad habits are what's going to get you guys. In all honesty, guys, it's not that hard to get jacked. It's not that hard to get buff. It's not that hard to lose weight. It really isn't. It's a mental commitment. It's mental commitment to daily habits. And if you do some different daily habits for long enough, shit'll turn around. Trust me, it's impossible not to. Why? Okay, that was pretty good. Anyone 3537 says, why is your wallet like an onion? Well, it says sometimes when you open the wallet, it can make you cry. That's true. That's funny. So guys, we're going to finish up here just with a couple more sets of curls while I finish up some last Q&As here. So if you guys are just jumping on, I do this every day to talk about fitness and finance. So I just want to answer questions and be helpful to people if I can about getting in better shape, being the best version of yourself, physically and financially. And they both go together. I hate to see someone who's financially well off, done really well financially, that is in really bad health. It's a shame. Or somebody who's just in the best shape ever, but they're broke. That's a shame too. What am I trying to do? Get ripped or skinny? I'm trying to add muscle mass, and I'm trying to maintain body fat. So trying to get as ripped as I can while adding bulk and muscle. You can't really do both at once, but honestly, I'm just trying to be in the best shape I can for myself at 46 years old. That's all. I don't really have any other goal. I'm not trying to be the buffest guy in the room. I'm not trying to lift heavy, show off. I'm not going to enter any bodybuilding competitions or nothing like that, guys. I'm just doing it for myself. Another joke, guys, real quick. What has money but can't buy anything? What has money but can't buy anything? Think. Who wants to bust out the tagline? How old was I when I first became a millionaire? Well, I had some pretty successful endeavors way back when. I started building startup companies and raising capital and all that when I was 24 years old. I had my own company. Raised $3.2 million for an invention idea when I was 25, 46 now. But guys, let me just say something. It's not about being a millionaire. I don't like when people talk that way, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. People don't even know what it means to be a millionaire. They think you have to have $1 million in your bank account to be a millionaire. That's what most people think. It's not the truth. You can be a millionaire based on paper value of assets. You could have $10 in your bank account and be a millionaire. So it depends on what you mean by that. I have $30 million in real estate under control now. Hi. Hi there. Fam's just getting off to school. Have a fun day, bub. Can I open that? Oh, let me help you guys. You got it? Hi. Yeah. Hi, bye. Send the fam off to school. The little one's got to go to school. Oh, Monopoly. There you go. What was the joke? Anyway. Oh, the bank with Monopoly. Yeah. Sorry guys, got a little interrupted. Family's getting off to school and my neighbor was walking by waving hi. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, if you guys want to subscribe and hit that little bell to come hang out with me in the mornings, this is what I do. So if you want somebody to work out with and you want motivation to get in better shape, come on, just work out with me if that's what you want. Some people don't have a workout partner. So 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Yeah, I was saying 30 million. Right now we have about $30 million in real estate under our management. That's the portfolio that I run, that I manage right now. We have about $30 million of real estate under management. I wish. I don't do drugs like those, buddy. No 8 balls. I'll tell you what I do, though. I do have a nice hyper. But let's see. And another joke. What full of interest but no returns? No more jokes, Bubba. Anyone? We've done enough. We've done enough jokes. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to end this pretty soon and do my morning thing. Do I run and light cardio? You know, I was just going over that earlier, but my knee has 3 knee surgeries. I wish I could run, but I'm not even supposed to do any impact exercises on my right knee, so running is out of the equation. I do walk 18 holes of golf once or twice a week, though. I have $2 million with no business or reliable. Am I considered a millionaire if I can make it last 10 years? If you have $2 million, you're a millionaire. What are you talking about? Well, my age reveal is 19. That's cool. Good for you, bro. If you're 19, start investing now. Ha. Gosh, my mindset wasn't there when I was 19, man. So if I was 19 years old, I would wake up really quick. My underarm hair is super long. Yeah, baby, it's because I'm a man and I'm Italian. But boy, God, we could have that conversation all day long, man. A 19-year-old, I gotta tell you, man, start investing now. Is gold too late to invest? No. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you're young, it's not timing the market, day trading and trying to plan how I'm gonna get rich. That's not it. It's how much time do you have in the market. So the younger you are, the better off you are to build wealth, okay? If I had started investing when I was 19 years old, I would be so rich right now, it'd be ridiculous. Not to say I'm broke, but I'm just saying, I didn't start really thinking about investing until my later years of life, you know, my mid-30s or something. So if you're 19 years old, I highly suggest that anytime you get any money, you take a 50% of that money and you invest it. You go ahead and live life and spend the extra 50%. If you're at 19 years old and you invest money into things like XRP, Bitcoin, the S&P 500, and things like that, by the time you're my age at 46, you'll be a multi-millionaire and be able to do whatever you want to do. There's no doubt about that. So my advice to a 19-year-old is start investing. Let's go. I'm starting to make myself do 30 squats and 30 push-ups a day. Out of shape, barely learning how to use social media. Well, good for you in the progress, brother. It all starts somewhere. It all starts somewhere. I invested a lot into bad habits. Yeah, absolutely, man. My bad habits were tearing my life up, so I had to really make some changes. Alcohol and diet are really the worst. Does my wife have a job? Yes, my wife has a job. My wife runs the whole back office of our $250 million investment fund. So she does all the quarterly payouts and a lot of different things for our business. So we work together. She doesn't have a job working for somebody else, of course. She works for us. But yeah, invest in your habits. Really. Invest in your habits. Good dieting habits, good daily exercise habits, good sleep habits. These kinds of things will help you in all other wakes of life, certainly. Such a cutie pie. If that's for me, I appreciate that, man. I'm getting old, and I might have used to been a cutie pie, but got the gray hair and the wrinkles now, so not much of a cutie pie anymore. But appreciate that. And guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off because I got to get to my real life too, and I know you guys got to too. But check this out. Come here if you want some motivation just for working out. You want a workout partner. Maybe you just need somebody to work out with in the mornings. Come on by. 6:30 to 7:30 or 6:30 to 8 a.m. Pacific time is when I'll be doing this. And most of the time it'll be to answer some questions either about fitness and health or finances, because I'm all about financial freedom. I'm all about financial freedom, which is true freedom. So if you want to learn anything about that, and if you do watch this replay and you weren't able to jump on live, go ahead, pop any questions in the comments and I'll try to address them later. But that's it for today, guys. I hope I was helpful and I hope I gave some people some nuggets. I appreciate you coming by. If you want to work out with me, see you here tomorrow, 6:30 to 8 a.m. Pacific time, right here in my little dungeon garage gym. I'll be talking fitness and finance again. And so you want a workout partner, you want some motivation, or you want to ask some questions about physical health, getting in better shape, or bettering your finances, getting more passive cash flow into your life and living a better life financially so you don't have to stress about money anymore. Those are the questions that I want to be able to address here on my daily life. So I will see you guys later, man. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. All right? Ciao.